These are the 6 actors who became so powerful they nearly brought down an entire television network. This is how Friends, the most beloved sitcom in TV history, almost destroyed NBC through its own success. When Friends premiered on September 22, 1994, the 6 unknown actors earned a modest $22,500 per episode. 10 years later, those same actors had negotiated the most expensive deal in television history, forced NBC into financial ruin, and changed how Hollywood does business forever. The transformation started innocently enough. David Crane and Marta Kaufman pitched their concept about 6 20-something friends living in Manhattan under the working title Insomnia Cafe. NBC executives, led by Warren Littlefield, worried the coffeehouse setting, what would eventually become Central Perk, was too hip and suggested a diner instead, but eventually gave in. The show went through several name changes, 6 of 1, Friends Like Us, before settling on the scenes. David Schwimmer, who could have commanded the highest salary as the most established actor, made a decision that would reshape television economics forever. He advocated for equal pay among all 6 cast members. Matthew Perry later wrote in his memoir, "We had David's goodness and his astute business sense, NBC's bottom line." By season 3, something remarkable happened. Jennifer Aniston and David Schwimmer actually took pay cuts to ensure all 6 actors earned the same $75,000 per episode. This wasn't just about fairness. It was about creating an unbreakable negotiating block. Jennifer Aniston explained, "We're doing equal work, and we all deserve to be compensated in the same way." To come. Friends wasn't just popular, it was a cultural juggernaut generating massive profits. The show ranked in the top 10 for all 10 seasons, reaching number 1 in its 8th year. When The One After the Super Bowl aired on January 28, 1996, it drew an astronomical 52.9 million viewers, the most watched episode in the series' history. NBC was making money hand over fist, but they were also becoming dangerously dependent on their anchored by Friends. The network's entire strategy revolved around what industry insiders called must-see TV, with Friends alongside hits like Seinfeld and ER dominating Thursday nights. Friends was the crown jewel. Then came the negotiations that changed everything. For seasons 7 and 8, the cast demanded $750,000 per episode. NBC paid astronomical fees. Matt LeBlanc later reflected on the surreal nature of these numbers. Were we worth $1 million? That's such a strange question. How do you put a price on how funny something is? We were in a position to get it. NBC was trapped. They couldn't afford to pay these salaries, but they couldn't afford not to. The $1 million total across the final 2 years. For perspective, this was more money than most A-list movie stars earned per film. But the cast salaries were only part of NBC's financial hemorrhaging. Production costs ballooned to unprecedented levels. By season 10, NBC was paying Warner Brothers, Television, and Bright/Kaufman/Crane Productions $10 million per season. The network was literally paying for the privilege of broadcasting its most popular show. NBC Entertainment president Jeff Zucker was credited with persisting on the Friends deal, but industry insiders questioned the wisdom. One trade publication noted that NBC's approach in the final seasons was essentially make it 1997 again by science or magic, keeping the cash cow fed, even when it became unprofitable to do so. This financial bleeding had catastrophic consequences for NBC's future. Instead of developing new programming and nurturing emerging talent, the network poured resources into maintaining their aging Thursday night lineup. They were so focused on preserving their past success that they failed to invest in their future. The true scope of NBC's miscalculation became clear after Friends ended on May 6, 2004, with 52.5 million viewers watching the series finale. The network had spent so much money maintaining their established hits that they had no strong replacements ready. NBC's post-Friends collapse was swift and brutal. The network that had dominated Thursday nights for over a decade suddenly plummeted from first place to fourth place in ratings. CBS surged ahead with new hits like Survivor, CSI, and Without a Trace. ABC and even Fox overtook NBC in the Thursday night ratings battle. The failure of Joey, the Friends spin-off, epitomized NBC's desperation. Despite heavy promotion and the coveted Thursday 8 p.m. time slot previously occupied by Friends, Joey was a disaster. The pilot drew a promising 18.6 million viewers, but ratings plummeted throughout its 2-season run. By the final episode in March 2006, only 7.09 million people were watching. NBC canceled the show after 2 seasons, leaving 8 episodes unaired. The Joey debacle represented more than just a failed spin-off. It symbolized NBC's inability to cent of that amount. When Netflix paid $120 million for streaming rights in January 2015, then an additional $80 million to extend the deal in 2019, the cast received their share of those windfalls too. Each Friends cast member has earned over $100 million from the show, and the checks keep coming. Even the 2021 HBO Max reunion special paid them at least $2.5 million each for a single episode. The creators, David Crane, Marta Kaufman, and Kevin Bright, earned approximately $550 million combined. Precedent of sharing syndication profits with non-owner performers became more common. The show changed the economics of television production. Today, as streaming services pay billions for content libraries and individual actors command unprecedented salaries, the Friends phenomenon seems almost quaint. But in 2004, 6 actors successfully held an entire television network hostage and walked away with generational wealth. NBC learned the hard way that even the most beloved show can become too expensive to love. Some Friends